Hi viewers! Now several of you have asked me to do more woodworking videos, so here I am with another one, and there will be some tips for you enthusiasts or professionals out there. Anyway, let's get on with the title. Why do I have 4 smoothing planes? The answer might not be what you think, but anyway, we'll start with this one here, right? Now all 4 of them are Stanley Bailey number 4s, which I found to be the best planes ever. I did once buy one of them horrible Chinese things and it was hideous. Even the carbon came off of the sole. It was horrible. Anyway, that aside, so this particular one lives in my van, so this is used for work on site, doesn't stay in the workshop. We'll cover that a bit more later regarding one of the other planes. So that one we'll put aside. Now this one is the most used, which you might guess looking at it. And to look at them, you may not see any difference at all, other than they're both very well used. But the difference I will show you in a minute. But before we do, so those are the 2 that are used in the workshop, and now the 4th one, which you will see is almost like new really. I picked up at a boot sale for 10 quid, and it's literally, I'm guessing some do-it-yourselfer bought it and never really used it. It's hardly got any wear on the blade, and had never been even resharpened. So, oh yes, they are made in England, which you can hopefully see down there. So this one is actually just a backup for the other 3, and let me briefly explain that. Now, the one that I use on jobs out at people's houses, repairing door frames, window frames, you name it, whatever it is, these can suffer very badly if you're trying to blend in a painted bit of wood with a new piece of wood where you've done a repair, and the paint takes the edge off the blade very quickly. But also there can be hidden nails and staples, and so very often you will knacker this. And so that is partly why I have this one as a backup, so I can just grab another plane, because I never sharpen on site. I literally always do it in the workshop. It's much easier. So that other one there is a backup for if this gets the edge taken off and I haven't really got time to sharpen it. I just can grab that as a backup. So anyway, so that's that. Obviously this one is also a backup for these 2. If I'm in the middle of a job and the blade is getting dull and starts tearing out, I haven't got to drop everything and get my oil stone out, blah blah blah, etc., and sharpen it, because this one always stays sharp in the drawer. I can just literally swap it out and then leave that one aside for when I've got 10 minutes to sharpen it. Now, the interesting point about these 2, what is so different, it's the difference is the way they cut. And I've done a little diagram for you. If you imagine the end grain of a piece of wood, and the one on the left here cuts like the bottom drawing, and the one on the right cuts like the top drawing, and there's a very, very good reason for that. Now, in the trade, this is known as leaving tram lines. So if you were to plane from one edge and then you move over to the next section, you will get a nice flat board. But if you don't plane it evenly, you'll get these tram lines. Whereas the blade in the one on the right has the corners of the blade slightly turned away. Now we are talking fractions of a millimetre. It's even hard to see with the naked eye, but I will show you in a second, or try to, as to literally the corners are just slightly turned away. So when you hone it on the oil stone, you just apply a little pressure on the two edges, so it gives this scoop away, so you don't end up with these tram lines. And that is for doing specific things. For example, if you wanted to plane a board wider than the plane itself, then you could leave a tram line in it, and so you can use that plane to avoid that, because it'll just leave a small ridge rather than actual raised ridge. But we will get on to that in a minute. That wasn't a very clear explanation, but there's two very different purposes to those two planes. So that one is sharpened square and dead flat, and this one is sharpened with a slight curve on each end, so you don't get those tram lines in it. It's obviously flat in the middle. Let's see if we can have a look at the actual blade. I'll take the cap iron off and see if we can't see the very slight. Is it going to show up, CCT? No. If I held it up to the light, you would be able to see that the two outer edges slightly curl away rather than dead flat. Now yeah, so this is the one that gets used most, but the other one is handy for specific things. Now the other thing, a tip while I'm talking about blades, for those of you who know anything about woodwork, when this blade wears down, which I did just try to find an old one, but I think I must have thrown it out. When this blade wears down, you will notice that your plane dulls very quickly. That is because the tempering of the steel doesn't extend fully up to here. So when it gets to about there, it'll start losing its edge because the steel isn't tempered past that point. So one little interesting tip for you there. Here's another one while we're on about planing wood. Now when you want to plane a piece of wood, say for example this bit of Douglas fir, always look at the edge before you start planing. And for example, you wouldn't want to plane this piece of Douglas fir from that way, because it will tear, because you look at the grain and see which way the grain turns up, and that's the way you want to go with your plane. So you want to plane that from that end, and then you won't get tear out. You just simply look at the edge and you can usually tell which way it's going to plane best. Obviously some species of wood, the grain goes all over the place, so you generally would use a block plane if you had to do work on those particular species. And obviously yes, I do have block plane, trying plane, rebate plane, shoulder plane, but the video is not about those. It's just about these number 4 smoothing planes, why I have so many, and the difference between the way I sharpen those two blades, which I thought some of you might find interesting. If you want to keep a piece of wood dead flat, then you would use that. If you've got to sand it after, you can use the other one and it'll sand them small ridges out. Well, it would do with the other one, but you'd need more sanding. But yeah, so if you're planing something less than the width of that, and you want it nice and square and flat, I would probably use that. And if it's something wider, I would use that, and then sand out the small ridges, which would not be the tram lines like you would get with that. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. For those of you who know about woodwork, it probably does. Anyway, I think that is really all I wanted to cover in today's video, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.